when they arrested us all again, I mean, we were there, we didn't go anyplace, and transported us to Auschwitz.
Your brother and
My
you?
brother and myself, on the whole camp. They took the whole camp and put them up in cattle cars and transferred us to Auschwitz. Little did we know what was in front of us, what happened, because it was nobody came back, and there was no newspaper articles to say what happens there. So we came back there in the middle of the night. I remember very well when it's well known already, when they unloaded the cattle cars, which is all the coffers leave behind, the little bit what we have. That before they told us, before they arrested us, you have to take a little bit closer along because you got to walk in the eastern part. So then that was a famous selection. You know, the people they thought they could work to the one side and the other ones to the other side. So at that moment, so you're so mum, you don't. So they transported us to Lager, Monowitz, and next morning already started the thing. They shaved the hair, they gave us a uniform. And always, a friend of mine here, he says, "What happened if you got wet when it's rained?" I said, when it was raining, we got wet. He said, "Did they give you new uniforms?" I said, "No." You got the uniform, that's it. So I worked in there for IG Farben. In there, they tried to
Hang
build...
on 1 second. Sorry, Julius. This is moving.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
You want some water, Jules?
No, no, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Good job.
Huh?
Going good. It's fine. And Julius, just shift over to this side to block the rest of the chair. Yeah,
Okay.
good.
Okay? All right.
What did people know about Auschwitz? Did they know what was going on there?
We didn't know. I mean, after we were there, we knew what was going on. You see the dead bodies around you all the time, or people you know that jump to the electric fence and get electrocuted. You see them getting shot every day when we march to work. And the people that just got tired of it, they jumped out of the marching order and they shot them. See. And then we know what was going on. You could smell what's going on. So they built a factory that had 45,000 people worked.
Hold on, sorry.
Mark in the front. Mark is rearranging the background so we see a little bit more green.
I want to get his hands.
Okay. So just pick that up again, the smell part maybe.
Yeah. So what happened when people smelled?
Well, it smelled from the burning corpses. See, that's what it happened. But we built a factory all by hand. There were no machinery, nothing was all done by hand. And they employed, as I found out later on, 45,000 people, Jewish people mostly. There were couple of other people, gypsies and stuff. And we got a couple times bombed out. And then, if I can skip a lot there. In January, the Russians came close by. We heard shooting all night long. They marched us out of the camp. And January the 12th, snowing, cold. And we marched. We had to pull the wagons for the guards where they had all their clothes and their stuff in. And we marched there for a couple of days, day or night. If somebody died, they put them on a cart. If they had enough people, they put them on the side, put gasoline over and burn them up. See? So we finally came to Gleibitz, and then they put us in railroad cars to Buchenwald. And I was in Buchenwald only a short time. They sent me out to Holzen in Westphalia. See, my brother was, I have to go back a little bit, my brother was dead already in the meantime. He got hurt and that was it. See, he couldn't work anymore. So they shipped us out to Holzen. There was an airplane factory deep in the mountain where you couldn't bomb us. The English came down, so they brought us back to Buchenwald. And then the Americans came from the south. And I was one of the unfortunate ones. They put us 5,000 people in cattle cars to Dachau. So they couldn't go anymore from Buchenwald to Dachau. We went from Buchenwald to Czechoslovakia, down to Austria, and back to Germany again to Buchenwald. And I was shot there, and nobody took care of me, so to speak of. They didn't know I'm dead or alive. And I came to Auschwitz, no, to Dachau, and I was half dead. I have no memory about Dachau, except when I woke up, I was in bed. And I stayed there. The Americans took care of my wound on my left leg, and I stayed there till November. And in November, I was sick and tired staying there, so I went to Frankfurt.
What feeling was it when the Americans came and liberated the camp?
Well, I have no idea about it. I was completely out at that time, see? So, but they took care of, they took care of us.
So the people of Oberramstadt, especially the high school students, invited you back to their town
Yeah.
For a special ceremony. And can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well,
What's coming up here in the next month?
Yeah, so these kids that took, at their free time, they did some research on Oberramstadt. The history of Oberramstadt is very old. It's a very old history. And so they came across on their research about the Jewish people and what happened to the Jewish people. So they have for years already, on the 27th of January, a memory of the liberation of Auschwitz by the Russians. So they came across myself, my brother, the whole family, and I figured out maybe we can honor them or somewhere show that we appreciate them now. The kids that don't know anything about it. They might know about Hitler's regime and everything, but what happened actually, because nobody wants to talk about it, see? And there, like the professor asked, he said, the kids are very anxious to ask you questions, and I will answer them. I don't beat around the bush, you can tell.